start something brand new. Write this in your notebook. I really think you're going to like today's lesson. It's not that hard. If you pay attention in the next 15 minutes, it's going to be so easy you're going to think I'm lying. I'm not. It's easy. Seriously, I'm not. Slope intercept. We've been talking about slope. There's two equations that are famous equations with slope. The first one is slope intercept. It looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. Now, Miss Petite, what the heck is that? We're going to look at all these letters, and when we go through it, you'll be like, oh, okay. The y. The y needs to be first. And by itself. The y needs to be first and by itself. Now remember, when you take notes, the point of the notes is to help you later on. If you write so sloppy you don't know what you wrote down, you might want to slow down, make sure you got it. M. The M is your slope. The X. The X is just a variable. All the X does is says, hey, I'm telling you where the slope is. That's all the X does. Don't do anything else. Just sit over and wait. Hey, look here. That's all the X is doing. That's all the X is doing. It's just a variable. Okay? It's just a variable. The B is your y-intercept. Your y-intercept. What the heck is the y-intercept? Well, you remember we drew a graph a couple weeks ago. We said it's got an x-axis. You got it. There you go. It's got an x-axis and it's got a y-axis. Well, the y-intercept tells you where that line touches that y-axis. Okay? So every letter up there has a job to do. Now you're going to have two letters, or we'll sound really good, we'll sound real educated, or two variables. Variable is just a letter, that's all it is. Fancy way of saying letter. You're always, Tristan, you writing that down over there, buddy? You got one of your matching pencils? If you do, I don't know where you bought it. I need one here. You will always have a y and an x in your equation when you write it. When we start writing these, making them perfect, you're always going to have a y and an x. Now, wait a minute. Now I look up there, I see more letters than just y and x. What other two letters is up there in my formula? M and B are going to be numbers. Okay? M and B are going to be numbers. Your y and your x, you're going to have a y, you're going to have an x. But M and B is going to be numbers. For instance,
You want to write it down?
no. Write this down. Y equals 2x plus 5. When I look at that, I say, you know what? Ooh, that looks good. That looks perfect. That looks perfect. It looks perfect. It's perfect because the y is first and by itself. You need to write that down. perfect. See, sometimes we gotta make it perfect because life ain't always perfect. The world ain't perfect. Sometimes we gotta help it make things perfect. But in this one, ooh, it's sweet. It's perfect. Now, what did we say this was? This is what? What's this called? What's this called?
Slope.
Slope, intercept. Everybody say that. Slope, intercept. You can go home, you can really impress your parents when they say to you, well, did you learn anything in school today? Yes, I did. I learned the slope intercept form of the line. They'll be like, what are you talking about? Okay? First of all, they'll pass out because you talk to them. But anyway, it is called, the reason it is called slope intercept. The reason it is called slope intercept is because you can find the slope and the y-intercept. The whole reason it's called slope intercept is you can look at that equation and you can find the slope and the y-intercept. Now you're going to like this because you can use letters for an entire word. I like it because I'm terrible at spelling. No more. You're not going to write the word slope anymore. You're just going to put M equals. Ooh, I like that deal. M equals slope. Because you know us people in math, us mathematicians, we don't care all about that writing, grammar, and all that stuff. Yet, we can't spell good either. So we just pick a letter and that stands for what it is. Slope is the letter M. M equals. Okay? Now, is anybody in here blind, legally blind? No, you cannot see. Everybody in here can see? Good job. Look up here at this equation. This is as simple as it gets, and I'm not lying. I'm being honest. The number in front of the x is my slope. What number is in front of my x?
2.
Yeah, I bet you slope. Now, if you were legally blind, I'm sure you could learn to do that with Braille, but I'm not the teacher for you. Okay? But everybody in here can see, so we're good to go. Now, no longer are you going to write the word y-intercept. You're not going to write, you don't have to write this anymore. Y-intercept. You're going to say B equals. Ooh, sweet, I like that deal too. Sometimes I get messed up spelling intercept. B equals. Well, there are the two numbers up there in my equation. There's a slope, which is the number in front of the x. Remember I told you, all the x does is say, hey, look at me, I'm the x. If you look in front of me, you will find the slope. That's all the x does. That's all it is. Well, what's the only other number I got up there? Well, God knows, it's my y-intercept. Now we're going to put some stuff together. We're going to think, we're going to use our brains, because y'all are smart people. I know you're smarter than the scores show. I know you are. I know you are. But y'all, you look great. Now my y-intercept is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw you 5 little lines and number them. And put a dot on that 5th one. Like I did. Do it just like I did. See, on the EOG, they're never going to ask you to draw a graph. Have you ever had to draw a graph on the EOG? No, you don't draw, but you have to match things to a graph, right? You got to match stuff up. You got to take information and match it up. Okay, this told me, you know what it told me? Joseph, quit doing that. It said, hey, you went to the 5. This crossed the y at the 5. Now, look at your slope. Y'all know this already, and you didn't even know you knew it. Your slope is 2. It's a positive 2. Because it is a positive 2, which direction is your line going? Is it going to the right or to the left?
Right.
To the right. It's positive. positive. It's going to the right. My line's got to look something like this. It did cross down here at the 1. It didn't cross at a negative. It crossed at the 5. Y equals 2x plus 5. That's what that line looks like. Now, if life was perfect, they would always come to us looking like that. Well, in case no one's ever told you, life is not perfect. Sometimes we got to help it out a little bit. Sometimes we got to make it perfect. Now, whether you believe this or not, there is a method to what I teach when I teach it. Look in your notebooks. What's the very first thing I taught this class? Look in your notebooks. Solving equations. Solving equations. There's a reason I taught that first. We talked about solving equations. We talked about isolating a variable, did we not? Now, look up there at that equation. Is the y by itself, or is something over there with the y? Something's with the y.
You don't need Andrew Buick for checkout.
Alright, he's on his way. Andrew, you can go on tonight, log on, and you can watch the rest of the lesson and see what the homework assignment is, okay? Alright. Now, remember we talked about solving equations? You drew a circle around the thing you needed to move? Do this. On that you just wrote down, I want you to do this just like I did. What happens when you move something?
It changes sign.
Oh my God, that's not going to change with this either. You're going to change the sign. That's why I teach equations first. When you move something, you change the sign. Okay? Y equals. Did I move this right here? No. If you don't have a circle drawn around it, you just rewrite it just like it is. But I moved that 3. So when I put it over here, it's not going to be a plus 3. It's going to be a what?
Minus.
Oh, now it's perfect. Now, I can find my slope and I can find my y-intercept. Now, you're going to look at your perfect equation to find your answers. Well, what the heck is the slope? Where's the slope at? What is it? It's a number in front of the x. Well, what number is in front of the x? Negative 1/3. Boom, that's all you got to write down. That's your slope. Well, there's not but one other number up there. What's your y-intercept? Your last number is your y-intercept. What is it? What? Negative 3. It's very simple. Math is very simple. I don't know who's lying to you over your life. It's simple. If taught in the right way, it's simple. Okay, look at this one. Y minus 4 equals x. Is there something hanging out with the y? What is it? What kind of 4? You need to circle that negative with that. You're going to rewrite your y. Did you touch this? Did you touch that x? No, just rewrite it. What happens to that minus 4 when you bring it across?
Change the sign.
To plus 4. Now this is perfect. This is where we get our answers from. Ah, let's see who's got a good memory. Slope. What's my slope? It's the number in front of the x. Well, I see a number in front of the x, but
That
if you
means it's
remember
4.
the algebra gods long ago decided they're not going to write what number?
1.
Your slope is 1. Your slope is not x. Your slope is the number. It's a number. It's 1. So what's my y-intercept? 4. Here's another one. Y minus 1/2 x equals 2. Is there something hanging out with the y? What is it? All this. All of this is hanging out there. Now, I want to rewrite something because I want you to see something. My original formula is this. I need to put that x in front of that 2. I need to slide that number in front of that 2. Okay, that's no problem, man. That's no problem. What happens to that negative 1/2 when I bring it over? Positive 1/2 x plus 2. Now it's perfect. Now I can find my m and I can find my b. What is my slope? What is my m? 1/2, very good. What is my y-intercept? What is my b? 2, very good. This is not hard. It's really not hard, is it? Look, all we're doing is moving something and changing the sign. That's it. That's all we're doing. Okay, now, let me show you what they do sometimes. Write that down. Sometimes they give you the slope and they give you the y-intercept. And if you thought that first part was easy, this is going to be the easiest thing you ever do. Sometimes they give you the slope and they give you the y-intercept and they say, make an equation. What would that equation look like? Well, you know what it's going to look like? It's going to look like y equals. Every one of your equations, if you have to make an equation, it's going to look like y equals. Every day of the week, when you make an equation, it's going to be y equals. What's it going to start with? Y equals. Every single time, it's going to start with y equals. Okay, look. Your m comes next. 3. You know the number one mistake that kids make on these when they make an equation? They forget to put that x behind that slope. Let me tell you something. If you forget to put an x, I'll put an x. I'll count it wrong. Okay? The x has to be behind there and then plus 5. M equals 2, B equals 7. Make an equation. What's it going to start with? Y equals, that's right. What number is going to come next?
7.
2. What comes behind that 2? That's exactly right, plus 7. I want you to get you out a sheet of paper. I want you to go to Google Classroom and you have an assignment on Google Classroom. We're going to do a few of these together. The assignment looks like this. You kind of need to do this quickly because I'm going to try to help you. But the longer it takes for you to get pulled up and going, the less time we're going to have to working together. Come on, Adam, you're going to have to move this a tad bit faster, big guy. Get your piece of paper and get that computer going. It says work for today, which is 9, 19, 16. Slope intercept. Not up there?
It's the second from top.
Well, if it's on Sky's, it's got to be on yours because I do not have the ability to just put it on yours.
It's second from top.
You got it. Tristan's got it. You got it, Charles. It looks just like this. When you pull it up, it looks just like this. You got it on your paper. All right. So, I can't fix that. All right. So, at the top. I want you to put today's date, 9/19/16. I want you to put homework. And I'm going to help you with a couple of these. And I'm going to turn you loose and you got to do them. Write the problem down. Y minus 6 equals negative 2x. Now I want you to do it just like I'm doing it. I'm doing this to make your life easier. First thing we have to do is put it in that perfect y equals form. So I want to draw a circle around that minus 6. Everybody do that. And then I'm going to draw my arrow telling me where I'm going to put that. I'm putting that behind the x. Then I'm going to write y equals. Did I touch that negative 2x? If you don't have a circle drawn around it, you just rewrite it. What is that negative 6 going to change to? Plus 6. Whatever you got a circle drawn around, you're going to change that sign. Now, it's perfect. That's perfect. Once you get it perfect, then I want you to tell me what your slope is, what your y-intercept. The slope is the number in front of your x. Well, what is the number in front of my x? Negative 2. Your y-intercept is your other number, that number on the end. What is the number on the end?
6.
Okay, go to number 2. Y plus x equals 0. Write your problem down. What's hanging out over there with the y? It's got to go. It's got to go. But now look, I'm not going to draw my arrow way back here. I'm going to draw my arrow telling me, hey, I got to put that right behind the equal marks. Okay? Whatever you have circled, you're going to have to change that sign. Well, that plus x is circled, so it's going to become a what? Minus x plus 0. Whatever you move, you're going to change. Okay, now, what is my slope? What? Negative 1. Negative 1. What is my y-intercept? 0. We'll do one more with you. Number 3. Y plus 4 equals 2x. What's hanging out over there with the y?
4.
4. Put a circle around it. Put that arrow back there. You're putting it in the back. You didn't circle the y. You didn't circle the equal. You didn't circle the 2x. Just rewrite it. And you circled that 4, so you're going to have to change the sign. So that plus 4 becomes what? There you go, guys. Now you can tell me. What's your slope? What's your m? The m, your slope, is the number in front of your x. 2. There you go. What's your y-intercept? I want you to finish this up. Just through 10, 8, 9, and 10. It gives you the m, it gives you the b. You just have to make an equation. In fact, right here, I'll do number 8 with you, so you'll have something to go by. On your paper, you can just do it right beside number 3. It's okay. It's giving you the slope. It's giving you the y-intercept. You're going to make an equation. It's going to start with y equals. Y equals what? What number comes after my equal sign? 4. What goes after the slope? What letter? X plus 8. I want you to finish this, and then if we still have time, you start working on that weekly. Okay? Get busy. We still got about 10 minutes.
I have a question.
Are you using a pen?
Yes.
Why? Don't ever use a pen in my class. I have tons of pencils. You don't even got to ask. There are tons of them. Okay? It's okay. Ask your question, and then you can...
So, did I mess up?
Let me turn this off real quick.